If you've been waiting for a truly modern Honda Pilot, the kind that finally catches up to the tech wave, freshens up the styling, quiets down the cabin, and feels like it belongs in 2026, well, Honda must have heard you, because the brand new 2026 Pilot is here, and it's not a full redesign, but it's definitely got the glow up this SUV needed. And today we're going through everything you need to know, with zero fluff, zero hesitation, and one mission, helping you decide if this is the three-row family hauler that deserves a spot in your driveway. Let's start with the obvious, the looks. Honda didn't go full redesign mode, but they basically took the Pilot into the gym, gave it creatine, and sent it back out with a squared-off jawline. The new front end looks tougher, blockier, and more confident. The grille is bigger, the bumper's chunkier, and the whole thing gives off this I can haul your family and win a parking lot stare-down vibe. It's a subtle transformation, but visually, it matters. The previous Pilot was perfectly fine, but it leaned a little too soft-spoken in a segment where competitors like the Telluride and Palisade are showing up dressed like mid-size Range Rovers. This 2026 refresh helps the Honda feel more assertive. The biggest interior change, though, and the one every single Pilot owner has begged Honda for, is the tech update. And finally, Honda went all in. Every single trim now gets a 12.3-inch touchscreen. Gone are the days of buying a $40,000 SUV from Honda and getting a screen the size of a smartwatch. And beside it, you get a 10.2-inch digital instrument cluster. Both are crisp, both are modern, and both make this SUV feel like it finally made it into the current decade. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard. The system runs faster, and Honda even added 5G Wi-Fi capability, which means your kids can stream, scroll, or doom scroll to their heart's content on long road trips. And speaking of those long road trips, Honda also made the cabin quieter. Not luxury SUV quiet, but noticeably more refined. They added semi-tempered glass, beefed up the door and hood insulation, and on higher trims, they went as far as giving it enclosed fender liners just to keep more of the road noise out. It's the kind of upgrade you don't see in pictures, but absolutely notice behind the wheel. Before we keep going, hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying this breakdown. It helps more than you know. Back to the Pilot, and this next part is either going to make you nod with approval or groan into your steering wheel, because the 2026 model still runs the familiar 3.5-liter V6. Yep, no hybrid, no turbo, no twin motor setup, just the tried and true V6, making around 285 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. Same engine block, same 10-speed automatic transmission, and the same light-off-the-line feel that Pilots have become known for. Now here's the good news. The power delivery is smooth, consistent, and drama-free. If you're the type who hates turbo lag or doesn't want to worry about long-term battery pack maintenance, this thing is your dependable golden retriever of an engine. It just works, and probably will keep working for 200,000 miles with basic maintenance. The bad news? In 2026, the segment is quickly moving towards electrification. The Highlander Hybrid exists. The Pathfinder Hybrid is coming. The Grand Highlander Hybrid Max is already a torque monster, and people want options. So if you were holding your breath for the first electrified Pilot, you may need to keep holding it. But Honda did make the Pilot nicer to drive. They retuned the steering for more on-center weight, which basically means it's less floaty and more confident at highway speeds. The ride remains comfortable, especially with the longer wheelbase carried over from the previous redesign, and body motions stay well controlled for a big three-row SUV. The Pilot isn't trying to be a sporty family hauler, leave that to the Mazda CX-90, but it's composed, predictable, and exactly what most families want. Inside, the new Pilot keeps doing what Pilot does best, offering massive amounts of space and family-friendly practicality. There's seating for 7 or 8 people depending on configuration, and the second row is as roomy as ever. Honda continues to nail the basics like wide door openings, easy access to the third row, and plenty of small item storage. Cup holders, cubbies, seat back pockets. If you've got kids, Honda has thought of the chaos they bring. Cargo space remains one of the Pilot's strong points too. You get plenty of room behind the third row, even more behind the second, and when you fold everything down, you're looking at a cavern big enough for Costco runs, road trip luggage, or that I can definitely assemble this myself flat-pack furniture that will absolutely sit in your garage for 2 months. But where the interior really steps up is the materials and the overall ambience, especially in the higher trims. Honda added new stitching, new textures, upgraded seat materials, and even gave the TrailSport heated rear seats plus a unique brown leather interior with orange stitching that really sells that rugged vibe. The Elite and Black Edition trims are where the Pilot starts feeling premium, with nicer leather, ambient details, and an overall vibe that comes close to entry luxury territory without actually crossing into luxury SUV pricing. Speaking of trims, Honda keeps the lineup familiar: Sport, EXL, Touring, TrailSport, Elite, and Black Edition. The base Sport trim gets the essentials and a new power tailgate, which is a big win. The EXL is often the value hero of the lineup, now with roof rails included. Touring adds more tech and comfort features and tends to be the sweet spot for families who actually use all 3 rows on a regular basis. And TrailSport, that one's your rugged-looking, off-roadish option that's more about the vibe than true rock crawling, but it does get unique wheels, slightly different tuning, and now upgraded interior comforts. Then you have the Elite and Black Edition, which basically say, look, I want a Honda Pilot, but I want the nice Honda Pilot. You get the premium finishes, more upscale trim details, and the overall experience that feels a little more luxurious without going overboard. Now let's talk about pricing, because this is where buyers will pay extra attention. Honda hasn't officially announced the MSRPs yet, but expect the base model to hover around the low $42,000 range. Add all-wheel drive and you're inching closer to the mid-40s. Step into Touring or TrailSport and you're shopping in the upper 40s to low 50s. Elite and Black Edition will keep climbing from there. And because Honda added a ton of standard tech, you can also expect a couple of these trims to be positioned slightly higher than they were last year. And just like every Pilot in recent years, the 2026 model will continue to be built in Lincoln, Alabama, keeping production right here in the USA. The good news is that Honda SUVs tend to hold their value extremely well, and the Pilot is no exception. If you're planning to keep this thing long-term, that resale safety net makes it easy to justify spending a little more upfront. And if you're buying one of the mid-tier trims, like the Touring or EXL, you're getting a nice blend of features and pricing without feeling like you're overpaying. So who is the 2026 Honda Pilot really for? Honestly, families who want reliability, simplicity, and space without sacrificing modern features. Not every buyer wants a hybrid. Not every buyer wants a strung-out 4-cylinder turbo. Not every buyer trusts dual-clutch transmissions or complex powertrains. There's still a huge audience that wants a rock-solid V6 and the confidence that comes with Honda's reputation. And on the road, the Pilot nails the family hauler done right formula. It's quiet, it's comfortable, it's predictable. It doesn't try too hard. It won't surprise you in a good way. This is the SUV for people who want to buy something and then not think about it again for the next decade. That's the Pilot's superpower. Of course, it's not perfect. If you want a sporty drive, look elsewhere. If you want the best fuel economy in the segment, hybrids will treat you better. And if you want the most luxurious interior, the Telluride or Palisade might still edge it out in certain trims. And if you want plug-in capability, yeah, not the Pilot. But if you want a safe, modernized, tech-forward, comfortable 3-row SUV with proven Honda dependability, the 2026 Pilot just got a whole lot more compelling. So, should you wait for it? Absolutely! It hits dealers starting December, and the enhancements make it worth holding out for. If you're cross-shopping, put it up against the Telluride, Highlander, Grand Highlander, and the Palisade, and you'll see the Pilot now stands toe-to-toe with its strongest rivals instead of feeling a step behind. If you found this breakdown helpful, tap that subscribe button before you go. It helps a ton. And we've got more new SUV previews dropping soon. Catch you in the next one.